Bickley and Marana Mornings. Arizona Sports. The local sports leader. Bickley Blast.
The Diamondbacks conjured up some voodoo magic on Tuesday night, a team of destiny kind of moment. They rallied to beat the Dodgers in a game that felt both thrilling and redemptive. And that's because Torey Lovullo chose the same buttons he pushed in that terrible loss to the Giants a week ago, and this time they all worked. Adrian Del Castillo delivered big as a pinch hitter. Another onslaught of sacrifice bunts actually paid off. Jorge Barosa stood and delivered, and Geraldo Perdomo, our favorite frog, spanked a game-winning hit that electrified Chase Field. But it isn't just our joy, it was the pain inflicted on the Dodgers, a team who is spiraling, a team whose bullpen is actually worse than ours, and that city is full-on panic mode over their baseball team. And in the end, the Diamondbacks gave the Dodgers and Shohei their version of Arizona, losing a one-hit shutout performance from Brandon Pfaadt against the Giants. And when it was over, Chris Garagiola asked a poignant question: do you believe? Win tonight, and the answer is yes. And that belief will become a very powerful thing. All right, today's Bickley Blast brought to you by my great friends at Chapman BMW, who make luxury attainable. Find them online at chapmanbmw.com.
This is a fun lineup. We mess around or never say Diamondbacks. So we're always grinding out at bats and just getting the bat to the next guy and just get on base, and anything could happen.
That was Jordan Lawler on the 16th of September. He might have coined a phrase, this year's phrase.
It's great.
Never say Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
That was 8 days ago.
Yeah.
And I think the Diamondbacks fan base was still clinging to hope then. It's 8 days later, and this is still very much a reality.
Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
And last night, I'm not going to say last night made all the gut punch losses worth it, but it went a long way into soothing some of the pain from those gut punch losses, because it was the D-backs giving the gut punch to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, we may very well be in a matter of days in the situation. Where did it get away from them? What was the loss that broke the Diamondbacks' spirit or their chances to make the postseason? But right now, this team, and the most important part of this, the fan base has belief, but this team has belief, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, listen, and coming out of that Giants game that I referenced in the blast, you know how it gutted me and everybody who was in that stadium waiting for that incredible celebration. It happened a week later, 6 days later. So I do think there was some redemption in all of that, and here we are now going into a game tonight where you've got Ryan Nelson, the Diamondbacks' best pitcher, I might add. You've got Zach Gallen behind that. You've got a Mets team that had a rally to beat the Cubs. You think you got to like the Cubs' chances of winning today, and this thing might all materialize.
You got Paul Skeens pitching against the Reds.
Yeah, if you beat the Dodgers tonight, we might come in tomorrow, and the Diamondbacks might be that team.
Right.
If I may, I know we've dodged around it before on the show, but the face of Arizona sports, until further notice, is Geraldo Perdomo. Am I wrong?
I'm not going to say you're wrong. I don't know if I'm there yet.
Until maybe this team does or doesn't make the playoffs, the next week maybe Kyler Murray or whoever goes out.
Well, Devin
night.
Booker is going to today is the day that the Suns kind of open their doors to a new season, and we don't know what that's going to mean for Devin Booker. But until then, I would say Jerry's getting close. Is what I would say.
I would agree with that.
He's definitely a fan in that weird position of a fan favorite who wasn't this big hyped player like Corbin Carroll or Kyler Murray was. Like, he sort of organically became the super duper star and fan favorite over the last 2 years.
Yeah, Torey Lovullo at one point this year called Geraldo Perdomo elite, and there was some reaction to that. He referenced that last night.
I said that word one time in my office when I was talking to the front office about a month ago, and usually I say things and they shake their head at me like I'm a cuckoo bird, but nobody shook their head at me that day. I think we were all watching somebody emerge and turn into a very, very good player. And I threw him into that elite category because I'm wins above replacement, the WAR. I look up there every day, and he's got a 6.8, 6.9 WAR, and those are among the best players, top 5 best players in Major League Baseball. So I put him in that category.
We talked about it when the Jeff Passan Awards came out, and Geraldo Perdomo got the award Best Player that you still know nothing about.
Yeah, right.
And he leaned on that particular stat. His WAR numbers are up there with the Aaron Judges and the Shohei Ohtanis, and most people outside of Arizona still maybe fantasy players know about him. But his ascent has been remarkable, even during the course of the year. And I think he got snubbed. He wasn't even mentioned as an All-Star candidate. When the list of snubs came out in mid-July for National League All-Stars, nobody said, wow, Geraldo Perdomo got robbed outside of Phoenix, Arizona.
Because his national rep wasn't where it's going or where it is now.
And he plays a loaded position.
Yeah.
There's a lot of star power at the shortstop position in the National League and the American League for that matter, but he's right up there now.
Yeah.
He's one of the best in the game.
Well, listen, during that postseason run in 2023, going into it, I kind of knew that Ketel Marte was going to shine. He's a player that craved the spotlight, a player that felt kind of snubbed by the All-Star game earlier that season, and he shined. And Corbin Carroll was fantastic out of the box. In fact, Corbin Carroll, he powered that team to that first series win against the Brewers, which the Diamondbacks weren't even supposed to do. That got the whole thing started. But by the end of that, it was Geraldo Perdomo who you're like, this moment is not too big. This kid is shining in this moment. And then I remember we talked to him the following spring training out at Salt River Fields in the early 2024, and he was just full of ambition and personality. And I remember you and I going, that kid has got it. Whatever that it is, he's got it. And now it's all coming to life.
He also reflected on where this team is right now after all the bumps and rough patches of this season.
It feels good, honestly. Like I said, I never expected when I had a lot of success early in my career. I feel like God been proved to everyone what he been doing with me so far, even when people don't believe in me. When I had my hard season, on my bad season 2022, and like I said, I'm a kid that I'm never gonna give up. I always gonna work hard. It doesn't matter if I perform bad or good. I'm gonna be the same kid, and it made me special for my family because they proud, and for my team, and they know all the work we've been put together. Corbin, Marte, Thomas, all those guys. It's about all my success, about all the glory to God and to my teammate. Honestly,
he brought it up, and I often go back to that 2022 season. Nick Ahmed gets hurt, and Geraldo Perdomo at that point is 21, 22 years old, and he's forced to play every day, and he didn't complain about it, and he did his job to the best of his ability, but it wasn't very good. He was called the worst offensive player in baseball. And those type of seasons, when they happen to young players, often will chew those players up and spit them out, and they're never to be heard from again. So you fast forward 3 years, and to use Jared Carlin's favorite statistic, he's hitting like 100 points higher in batting.
That's funny.
No, but just to stick with, and he's become a power threat, a run producer. He's going to drive in 100 runs, stealing bases, and at 25 being the unquestioned leader of that clubhouse. Amazing.
And let's face it, Corbin Carroll is a phenom from day one.
Yes.
But he doesn't necessarily have that charisma and personality that grabs, he does when he as a player, but not as interviews and as the face of a team. Perdomo just like captures the fans. He has such joy when he talks, when he plays. It's great.
Yeah, how many times after games when he does something good, he just talks about the team having fun? I'm just going to have fun.
Yeah. No, he's fantastic.
It's a lot of fun
personality, the leadership, it's all there. It's just all there with the guy.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Marotta. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.